Welcome to my first tutorial of 2011. I'm going to show you today how to use the Fantom X's arpeggiator to make your own patterns and bass lines. So, from the main screen of the Fantom, after you've just booted it up, you need to first choose the voice or the patch that you want to use for your pattern. I'm just going to use the first bass guitar, and then if you hold shift and press arpeggio, and then press it again to turn it on so you can hear how things sound as you're developing it. It'll take you to the first pattern in the user bank, basic 1, which is rather boring. So I'm happy to overwrite that with something more interesting. So if you press F7 to edit, then hold shift and press F1. This will initialize the arpeggio style, as Roland call it. And there's a couple of ways to do this. You can do it similar to step sequencing, or you can do it where you'll either use the cursors here or the keyboard to move around the notes, as I shall demonstrate. So you press any note on the keyboard and this little blue block will jump to wherever that note is. Or you can use the cursors up and down, which is a bit slower, because obviously you're stuck to going chromatically, so if you want to jump from that octave to that octave, it's going to take ages to press down. So the first thing you need to do is choose how many steps you want by pressing F1, and your choice is between 1 and 32. I want 32 because I'm greedy, so after I've chosen that, I'll press my starting note, and I'll show you the first way to record note data. Now you can do it using the pad, and they are varying velocities from soft, number 1, through to hard, number 16, and it doesn't matter how hard you actually hit the pads, you just press it like a button really. So if I just do like 5, you can see the velocity data there is fairly small. If I press 15, much bigger. So that's how to get velocity and input a note on the line you've placed your marker on using the pads. If you want to do it using step recording, press F8 to turn on step recording, and it takes the note and velocity from the keyboard. So if I press softly, small velocity data. If I press hard, large velocity data. Yep, get the idea. So I'll just delete all of those the quick way. Shift, initialize. Okay, so I prefer using the pads personally. So I'll press my starting note and press a pad, and I want to tie that so it lasts for 2 blocks. And because I've initialized it, I'll have to set the length to 32 again. Losing place now. Just carry on putting in my note data, and I want a different note, so I'll press that. It jumps, press a pad, tie, press the note. There we are, another pad. And a rest, and I'll just show step sequencing again, and I want that note, F sharp, hard velocity there, tie that note, softer velocity, and last but not least. So now to show you the pattern, turn off step sequencing and press F6 for preview. Just turn the tempo up a bit. The tempo isn't saved to the pattern, by the way. It's just doing that for your listening pleasure. So once you have your pattern there on the screen, if you press F7 to exit, you can see it there again, as the other patterns would be. And if you're going to be using the arpeggiator with the drum rhythm feature, which is positioned next to it, if you affect this ARP rhythm grid, in either the arpeggiator or the rhythm window, it will affect the other one as well. So they are sort of synchronized together, so you can't have one as 16ths, the other as 8ths, because it'll change both. So you're just going to have to sort of carefully plan how to program to get things working the way you want. The other setting that you need to be aware of is the motif. Up is the default, and if I just hold one note, just repeats the pattern as a single note line, which isn't really what I want. I want it to play like the melodic phrase. So what you do is you scroll all the way to the right to get phrase, and now any note I play on the keyboard will treat that first note there, it'll transpose it to the root. So I did that in B, if you remember. So if I play a B, F sharp, so there we are, there we have our pattern programmed in. I'm happy with everything, so I'm ready to save. So you press F8 to write, rename it, I'm just going to call it bass 1, nice and simple, and press F8 to write, and choose your location in the user bank. There are a maximum of 128 slots for your own arpeggiated patterns. I'm not sure off the top of my head if you can save them to the librarian software or anything like that. If anyone does want to know, I'll try and find out for you and I'll reply in a comment or anything if anyone asks. So there you go, there is your own bass pattern. Thanks for watching. If there's any tutorials you want for the Fantom X, for the Core Game 3, or any sort of MIDI keyboard equipment that comes between them, just drop me a comment, send me a message, and let me know. Thanks for watching.